All right, first thing I gotta say on the intro of this video about long snapper ratings that it's long because the second portion of the video is just the raw footage, so you can review it if you on your own if you want to. But the first portion is just gonna be me breaking it down with what I found for the long snapper rating. All right, so first things first, methodology. I wanted to look for a team that had centers that had varying ratings for their long snapper rating. If you don't know long snapper rating, it's actually in the game. I know when it originally came out, everyone was left zero, but the recruits would come in with varying ones. But now every player has one in the game. So just so you know, you got to go over. It's I don't know. It's weird with the screens. It depends on the position, depth chart. It'll have it certain distance, but everyone has a long snapper rating. And so I was looking for a team where the centers had a one had a high rating, one had a medium rating, one had a very low rating, like single digits. That was all because I wanted it to be that the only variable that would be changing would literally be the center and majority of their long snapper rating. Other ratings may play a role, but I wanted to make sure I didn't take a tight end and put him in long snapper and then it's like, oh, maybe that tight end's blocking rating also affects the likelihood of the block snap and the block animation, the block opportunity animation. So wanted to eliminate that, just make it based all on the centers. And so the team I found with that while looking was Illinois, University of Illinois. They had three centers, all three of them with varying degrees, one in the 80s, one in the 40s, and one that was single digits. So that's where I started my basis from. And the reason I wanted to look into this is because it's like I know in Madden there's actually a whole long snapper position. And not all the players have long snapper ratings, which I think is a little more than just having a separate position. Just hey, guys have long snapper ratings because it's varying degrees. You don't know who's the long snapper. Well, I mean, you sort of know who, but the varying degrees. It could be a linebacker, could be a tight end, blase, blase. So I wanted to look into it because yes, I did the work, went into loaded up my PCSX2, aka the PlayStation 2 emulator, on my PC, and pulled up NCAA 11, the PS2 version. And because I recalled in the old games, PS2, PS2 mostly, a little bit on PS3, but in PS2 mostly, in that your the actual overall grade they had for their long snapper rating, because they didn't have a long snapper rating attribute back then, but like the rating you would get, same thing with like a kick return rating, similar is that if it was low enough, it made them more likely to get an errant snap. And yes, I'm putting the video in the background. I'm recording, not looking at the video, but I have the video in the background. I actually recorded that they had errant snaps. Like there were animations for it. There was a basically just four animations. It would either be a high one where they have to jump up and get it and make it made them slower. Had one off to the right, one off to the left, and one that was low. So it made them slower with their kick. And I was like, huh, I wonder if it's, I mean, I know it's not going to be something like that, but I was like, I wonder if it would be the same and it'd make their chance of things happening a little bit more errant. And so now I'm going to go put the numbers up on the screen. I'm going to start with punting because punting is a little bit less intense than field goals. So punting, really, if with the guy with the high rating in the 80s, I didn't get any of the blocking animations. Well, not the animation that it blocked it, but if you've been playing Madden for years, you know what I'm talking about. There's a specific animation that you get when it's like, hey, there's a the defense now has the potential to make their block attempt. It's set up for them to do it. That trigger didn't trigger for punts, and between the two lower ratings, it didn't make a difference between the 48 and the 5, which was a little surprising. Maybe I'll have to try again and do it like 80s, 60s, 70s. That might just be too much work for me. Someone else could probably do it. I don't know if I'm gonna have that in me after making this, but I didn't see too much of a difference. But I didn't see much of a difference between the 48 and 5, but there was a difference between those two and the guy in the 80s. So it seems with punts, yeah, there's a little bit of difference is more likely, but not a super amount. But difference between punts and field goals, definitely. Even though saw opportunity with the guy in the 80s, about the same, I would say about the same as it's always been, as it would always trigger when you played with the guy in the 80s. But when I did the 48 and the 5, even though still there's really no didn't notice too much of a difference between them, but it's like, hey, if your guy has a low long snap rating, you are playing with fire now with your field goal attempts because it made it's a very noticeable significant difference as you're entering the court. I'm gonna have it played on the screen in the background. You're gonna see like the ones I'm gonna have been playing in the background. These are not gonna be how would I say it like snipped together differently. Like I'm not cutting multiple snaps. I'm not cutting each individual snap and making it and cutting it in. This is like no, this is the actual live sequence of when I was doing it. So like you're seeing it in the exact order I saw it happen. I may have it more slanted to more either the middle of when when it was happening at the most, when it's happening when they're happening at the most. Ooh, I gotta stop someone. But what you're going to see is like, hey, like yeah, in the background, you're gonna see, hey, the animation is triggering a lot more if you have a lower long snapper rating. So I would say with the 48, I would say probably because I know the game works on thresholds. So if a rating hits a certain threshold, like basically the same way you see it with the abilities, they have thresholds in order for them to be able to get. Like the game literally has certain thresholds where it's like very definitive lines where it's like, hey, if you're at 81 or above, it happens 5% of the time. But if you're below 80, it's 20% of the time. It'd be something like that, something stupid. Where it's like there's no gradient to it. It's just like straight up strict. It's like yes or no, very binary. But this is to say, the long snapper rating actually does make a difference. I mean, I recorded this. Um, I have to check. I know I recorded this yet on the 29th, and I know today's the 30th, and they just rolled out a new update. So I don't know if it has changed that, but I will say at least on the 29th, July 29th, I was about to say January, July 29th, the long snapper rating does make a difference. Like the actual amount of times the the return team, quote unquote, or the blocking team, quote unquote, they will have more opportunities. It will trigger more for them. And that's just something that's like, hey, tested it out. At least it's something to know. Hopefully you guys spread it. Everybody put it in their Rolodex of information to have about the game. Maybe someone like Mutt Leaks will leak all the data and give us exact numbers because that's what they do over there on their Twitter and everything. But hey, hopefully this video's helpful to at least some people, or just a general knowledge thing to be like, hey, now we know this. This is something that's actually for real, not like just something sprinkled in to make us think, hey, we're adding something to the game, but it really does nothing. But no, it actually has an effect as I've tried it out in practice mode. Maybe practice mode may be a little slanted. Oh, also, this is on Heisman difficulty, so maybe that makes it happen a little bit more. I don't know versus All American, but just know there is a noticeable difference. Noticeable difference if you don't have anyone with a decent long snapper rating in your dynasty, you're gonna have a period of a season where like, hey, your kicks are getting blocked, and there's nothing you're able to do about it. So I'm done talking. Maybe a little bit of rambling, maybe a little bit of ranting, but yeah, the raw footage is behind this, so you can either cut it off now or keep watching the raw footage. That's your choice. I would say cut it off now, but I would say help my channel watch the whole thing. Huh? Huh? All right. Hopefully this helps you guys. You guys have a good time. All right. All right. Sorry to cut in the video here, but I realized this when I was getting ready to post the video. I left out an important piece of Madden lore when it comes to long snappers. So, but not the long snapper, they've been mishandling it. And people have been calling that they probably need a long snapper position a lot longer than some of you may think. So, in 2006, a letter to John Madden appeared on the internet on a comedy website. Someone decided to pose as a guy named Ethan Albright, nicknamed the Red Snapper. He was a long snapper who, at this point in time, going into Madden '07, had been in this is going into his 12th season in the league. So he's a legitimate like NFL player, long snapper his whole career. And so basically this site had picked up that for 2 years in a row, he was the lowest rated player in the game, who was on a roster rated in '07 a 53 and '06 a 50. And the previous 2 seasons, even though he's on the team, as you can see, I'll have it up on the screen. He was on the team, but in Madden '04 and '05, he wasn't in the game. And in Madden '03, he was listed as a center with a 38 overall. So yeah, so they wrote a letter saying "fuck you, John Madden," and basically that's like an important part of like the lore of like long snappers in the game because this guy's legitimate long snapper. And the funniest part is that the season afterwards, after this whole debacle comes out, he makes the Pro Bowl as a long snapper. This is a guy who made 16 years in the NFL as a long snapper. So obviously, if he's done 16 years, he's not bad at his job. Like realistically, as a long snapper, you'd at least say, "Oh, this guy should be rated like in the in the upper 70s." Because like if he's been on a team that long, he knows what he's doing. But because there was no like long snapper position and no real way to rate it, like historically, these guys were just were given like center or tight end and just had the lowest fucking overall possible. But then whatever the mix of their little formula to make long snappers in the old game, their overall came out good that they'd be first in that position. Even though a good amount of times just the other offensive linemen would have the other stuff that would combine. But yeah, that's an important part of lore because it became a thing. It's like, oh, this guy is rated in the 50s. And so it became a thing. So I think that's a part of the lore I just need to add in there just to just to go back and grab a little bit of history for you all. And now here's the actual unedited cut. Get back to it. Hold on. So let me go out. Try to find a team where there's a center. I need a center with a high one and a low one. So let's go inside rosters. You gotta go to manage players. We're just gonna go to centers. And then we're just gonna go over to long snap and rating. Not high enough. Alright, so actually, instead of going through all the teams, let's just go the easy way. Go to all teams and Illinois or Miami. Illinois, Miami, Georgia State. Oh, well, what do you know? Let's go Georgia State. Illinois. Perfect. Perfect. So that the rest of the O line stays the same. O line and Titans stay the same, and it's just center on center violence. So, go to open practice, and we're going to be Illinois. Yep. Excuse me. Okay. First, hit here. Wait, what am I doing? Way too excited, moving way too quickly. See all the centers up here first. All right, perfect. And leave him in the middle. Then we got what we want, right? Got what I want. Yep, and we'll see that, there we go. We'll see that difference rating is not too much, but we'll go. Man, how many points should I put up? 20 with each guy? That feels like an awful amount. An awful lot. Hold on, let me. Okay, I gotta get in first before I respot the ball. Seems regular punt. Regular punt versus. Okay. Punt return. Punt block. Straight rush. Just keep it simple. And respot the ball. Just feel like I don't know. I feel like for some reason there may be like a trigger at half field, so we're just gonna bloop right there. It's one. Oh, there's actual wind inside of a closed facility. Let's say I know my cursor's not crooked. I don't even know what the pump block animation looks like because I haven't even tried it for so long. I know it's coming off the left side, but they're stuck every time over there, so. I'm actually looking on some music while I'm doing this. Well, music through the PlayStation. That very nice feature that I could play music and not have to worry about it being cut off for streaming purposes, where it's actually like, oh, only you're actually hitting audio. Let me turn on a little something something. I'm really losing count, to be honest with y'all. I'm just gonna keep doing it until I feel like it. Maybe I'll just do it till the song ends. Okay, that's about as close as it's gotten so far. Might have to put a diagram up, or just go back on the defensive. You know what? Yeah. Let me switch to the defensive side, so I know, just so I know which lanes are actually supposed to be the ones that get hit. Yeah. The classic 2 on the left. Okay. So let me flip back to offense. I'll flip back to offense after where am I? Not alright. Alright, so put Mr. Middle in the middle. Wait, hold on. Oh shit, that's right, because I'm not on. Yeah, I gotta get back on now. Wait, how do I go back to... What in the world happened? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Wait, wrong play. There we go. And choose a new play. What the next song is in this playlist, I'm just gonna kick until that song's over. No animations off the left side yet. There, it's one. That's way slower. I don't think that really had nothing to do with me overcharging it though. There it is, another one. Normal. There it is. So that's what I'm seeing the guys make the brick off the edge. Just more so about him doing the. This is supposed to be blockable animation. Alright. Hold on. Alright, now that song's over. So we're gonna switch our guys up. So find the song. Oh, Mercer. I haven't seen it trigger yet. Feeling your body, find somebody who makes you change your life, like hanging with your crew. So you act like you're ready, but you don't really know. Everything I get past, what I'm ready for, and I've done it on the run. After all that, this is what I want. Nobody wants to be your love. If you touch all the words in the song, baby, you. I may have just done that one too quickly. Well, no, they're all set. Surprising they have not haven't got the animation yet. Wait, did they all slam right? I really adore you. All my people know what's going on. Look at you, right? Help me sing my song. Tell I'm your man. You're my world. How you gonna tell me to the whole wide world? Let it say I'm your man. I must love you as I can. There it is. Not saying it makes it super evident, like super related to stat, but at least if you're watching this, the full unedited version, which I'm planning to put like at the end of the video, you can at least say, yo, the higher ranked long snapper, he never had the animation once, and the guys who were lower rated were getting it. So there maybe threshold locked, because of course that's how Madden does. May have to tap in with Mutt Leaks, send him a message, be like, yo, Yep, here it is. Animation. Tell them like, yo, long snapping. I've tested it on CFB26. I've tested there's a noticeable difference in the amount of times the animation triggers on um, still on special teams for if there's going to be a blockable kick between the higher rated guys with the higher LSP and the guys with the lower rated LSP. I mean, song's about to end, so I'm gonna stop, count the amount of times, and then see what happens. Do the math, and then post the video for y'all, because y'all should be privy to it. Don't wanna have fun. That's all you think about. You got it bad when you're out with someone, but you keep on thinking about somebody you got it bad. All right. You know what? I'll do some. I I'll do field goals just because it only seems fair. At least to do field goals, have it all with the actual control team. So at least people watching the full video will see like my pathology to how I got here. This should be highest rated. You guys will be able to see at least the pathology of like how I got to the point I'm at. And be like, okay, this is why he's this is why it's all with the Illinois. Alright, yeah, because 89, 48, and 5. I feel like there's a really good spread to work with. Make sure it stayed right. I'm sorry, sometimes I'm just neurotic like that. From down for you, honestly. Remember me. What's a reasonable? What are we at here? Yeah, this is the 30. So yeah, 47-yard field goal ish. Yeah. A 47-yard field goal attempt. Yeah, yep, good 47-yarder. Field goal block left. Ooh, that meter's moving. Okay, that's that feels like that's against what I'm supposed to be doing. The main thing is like waiting until the kicker's set. So like the time doesn't seem, see, yeah, now he's set. So the timer doesn't seem off. Cause like you can do your meter and then like once the kicker's ready, he'll actually go. But one so far was not too crazy. The rest of the things like if after doing all of this, I do tapping with my leaks and all the information is just already there, I'm be so mad. If you don't know who Mud Leaks is and you're just far in the video, Mud Leaks is sort of like a hidden legend in the Madden community. Like he basically this man is inside of the source code of Madden. So particularly it's called Mud Leaks because of course Madden Ultimate Team when it was more so at its peak and everybody was cool with it before it got a little bit too scammy. But he would have the information like, oh, these cards are coming out, blase, blase. Then Then he figured out, oh, these are the thresholds you're gonna need. Like, we're talking Madden, Madden 25 actually, like a very long time ago. I think is when he sort of appeared out of thin air, or it may have been 16, but during that era. And so, like, basically, he'd have that new to thresholds. He, I could probably post it up. Well, I'm not gonna post this with you from video, but if you type in just mud leaks, like leak is in like a water leak, and one word, and just type in something about like passing strength or something, you may be able to find on Google a photo, and like the photo will explain like break down how certain stat works or how it progressed in either the current game or old game and stuff. I may look it up after the song is over because this is a lot of kicks actually, just to test how often something's happening. I guess we loved our community, huh? Loves to commit to y'all just to get the intel. All right, song's over. So now let's switch to guy number 2. The fact it happens in the last one is fucking hilarious. Alright. Yep. That felt like that was supposed to be one for some reason. I can't count it. I have to look at it in slow motion to see the actual movement. It's like a weird slowdown or extra step he takes. Like that. Again. Another one. Using no noise control team feels good though. Oh, this is just. I was trying to get a little more to stretch it out to be like, hey, it's not as bad, but now it's just happening. I'll go through the first verse. I say, oh, I can see so. The bubble world. Oh, oh. Ricky and the Mavericks. Alright, let's switch it up. Hopefully. Having to go back and watch is probably going to be a pain in the ass. Really. In your body, three. I put the right guy in. Ain't a single one doesn't happen yet. Double checking the depth chart just in case I didn't get it right. Yeah, this should be the good. Yep. Bag of chips. I'm mad right now. It's not happening. I'm mad that when I put the lowest rated person with the lowest rating in, now it's not gonna happen. Ain't that about a bitch? Now it's going. Ooh, double up. Astronomical receiving, good grief. Oh, come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name. Oh yeah. You really turn me on. See your face, girl. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna tally it up, and if you're here watching the video, you're a little bit of a psycho. But I guess you're here because you want to see full proof, the unedited version. But what am I trying to say? But yeah, if you're here, you're gonna see I'm gonna tally up all of this. Only an edited version that's gonna be on the front portion of this video. Then you guys can all you know, comment, share it, spread the news, spread the good news. But yeah, trying to help things out. New long snapping rating, so why not put it to use, I guess.